Hey everybody, welcome into this week's episode of Tony's Spot on Fishing. I'm your host, Tony Krizek, and we are back in sweet home Chicago. It's my favorite time of year. A fall chill is in the air. We're down on the lakefront committing regicide once again. Now, if you don't recall, regicide, of course, is the death of the king. We, in our original video we've ever done down here fishing kings, we made the joke. We figured, why not do it again? Let me tell you, the kings are in. Water temps are a little bit on the warm side still. They came in with the moon phase. It's early on in the run. We're still seeing nice chrome fish down here. We got a lot of little tips and tricks along the way. We're going to show you how we can catch these kings early on in the king run. That's what we're doing this week on Tony's Spot on Fishing. So let's kind of set the stage here for everybody. What we got going on. The full moon was just about a week or so ago. And that's what really pulls the salmon up. If they're 4-year-old kings, they're up here to spawn. Normally, we'd like to see water temps at least at 60 degrees on the surface. Cooler would even be better. But we don't have that luxury right now. Now, there's been years where I've not seen the salmon come in until literally the water temps drop, and there's times that they'll show up and they'll be changing colors already, the bronze gold color that they'll have. But what's nice is when they show up early like that, they still got that nice chrome color to them. Their meat's still real good. They're full of energy too. Now remember, these fish are not here to eat. We're trying to trigger that reaction strike from these fish. Basically, it's an aggression strike. We anger them. We're throwing spoons. Basically, all the spoons like you had seen in our top 5 spoon video. Crankbaits as well. Those same cranks. Now today it's a little different. We've had some western winds. It's cooled the water down slightly. It's about 66 degree surface temp right now. It's a little cooler underneath. The west winds help actually cool that water down. Pushes the warm water out, the cool water circulates underneath. We also get a little more water clarity that way too. Well, last couple days we've kind of had the southeast, eastern winds, but not super strong. Water's a little bit cloudy. So we're still starting off throwing our blue and chrome, golden orange, green and chrome colors in the spoons. We're still going to throw those same colors cranks, you know, fire tiger, orange tiger, stuff of that nature, bright gaudy colors, anything we can do to get that reaction strike. Pay attention to your windows, your solar lunar windows, as far as when peak activity is. We've just entered the actual second major for the day, and right behind it will be a minor window. Now our intent is to actually fish into the evening, well into the night here, and we'll show you, we'll go over again how we set up the glow and dark spoons and things like that. But for right now, throwing spoons, changing between a kale wobbler and a magwort, and just playing around different levels with the spoon. Our most asked question is, where in the water column? And the answer to that question is everywhere. I prefer to start on the deeper spectrum to the bottom and work my way up. If you prefer to start at the top and work your way down, you may do that. There's no right answer to it. Just remember how long you counted the spoon down and the cadence of your retrieve when you got a bump, when you got a strike, or when you caught a fish. That is the key to salmon fishing. It's a lot of throwing, especially this time of year when it's still first getting going. As the season progresses, it's going to get better. And we'll even show you, we'll be able to do some stuff with spawn out here later into the run. But for right now, it's too early to even think about it. These fish are still lakeside, they're still pretty chrome. We're going to show you just how we can get into these fish downtown Chicago. We're at Diversey Harbor once again. Nice cool night. Pretty soon the hoodies will be coming out. Boy, I just get all kinds of pumped up for this time of year. He's off. He's off. It's not. Yeah. It was. Right there, folks. Now you may hear and read online about what we call headbutts or things like that, where these fish will come up and essentially they never open their mouths. They'll actually just literally come up on the bait, slam it. Sometimes they'll even use their tails as well. But that's what that was there. Just crushed it. But again, it's just aggression strikes. They're not up here to feed. So when you get those like that, at least you know you got kings in the area. You got a good shot of sticking them. But that's just one of the things that happens. Now on that particular cast, pretty much I'm going to kind of just recoup it or reduplicate it. Just about a quick 10 count and then just a standard steady retrieve. And I don't think I made more than 15 cranks, if that, and just blasted it. Fouled me up, twisted me up like that. But that's what they'll do. They'll actually just literally ram that bait. And essentially they want it out of the area. They don't want it around them. Sometimes you will get hit by the tail too, but that was definitely a pure headbutt. And that's actually the second bump now that I've had out here. So that's a good sign. We're in that major window. We're coming on the backside of it. The nice part about tonight is right after that major, we go into a minor. And when you get the two windows, the lunar windows overlapping like that, that usually can make things kind of magical. My goodness gracious. Well, let's talk real quick too about lines when we're out here. Everybody always asks me, what line do we run? We actually run monofilament primarily. Right now the water's a little bit churned up because of the eastern winds that we had for a day or two. So you could get away with braid on a day like this if you wanted to, but mostly I prefer to always run mono. Gives you a little extra stretch, a little forgiveness, keeps you from ripping those hooks out. 12-pound test is more than enough. Trilene Big Game, P-Line CXX, and of course Bass Pro XL mono as well works very good. But when the water has some stain to it, some tint to it, you can get away with running braid, set your drag accordingly, of course. But man, this is a good sign. Couple bumps. We just got to get one to connect on the hooks. Yeah.
I don't have a net man right now. Thank you, sir. He's not big. Yeah, that made my day. That made my day. Hello, you. How you doing? He got some right here, Tom.
So, our cameraman Mike out here decides he's going to throw for a little bit. He ends up getting one. Not bad fish, probably about 5 pounds or so on that glow-in-the-dark Cleo. We had the camera mounted to a tripod, so we were just trying to literally, I tried to swing it over just to capture as much as we could for you. You might be a little bit far away in the shot, but there is king number 1 of the night on that blue KO wobbler. We'll go ahead and get her on the stringer then.
My first one at 9.
Well, man, let me tell you, let's kind of recap what just happened here. You name it, it kind of got crazy here. Bob, one of our camera guys, are down here and literally had to run to the bathroom. Mike, who normally runs camera, his night off to fish with me. And sure enough, he's the one that catches one. I couldn't get the camera off the tripod. I am not Mr. Technical here. Somehow, ladies and gentlemen, I became the face of this show. Yeah. But anyway.
Hey, I just wanted to chime in here quick. I just want to say the guys down here at Diversity Harbor tonight that are fishing with us and sharing this part of the water with us, phenomenal group of guys out here tonight. So 2 down to my left were the ones who actually netted the fish for me, and then Tony, who's a big fan of Tony's, offered sanitary wipes for me since my hands were covered in goop. So, but even still, every single guy, instead of coming to crowd us like normally happens on bodies of water, they stayed where they were fishing and asked some questions how I was retrieving. I answered them, and you know, just great group of guys. So, I mean, it's rare to kind of see that, and I think that's definitely worth mentioning. So.
Absolutely, it's a phenomenal group down here. And what's nice is, you know, you don't get some of the crowds. Montrose gets pretty crowded. Free parking, it's going to happen. But you come down here to Diversity or Burnham or Belmont, and you got more space. Good group of guys. Everybody's willing to help out. And again, Mike got that one on that glow-in-the-dark KO wobbler. Blue glow, 3/4 ounce. That's always been our go-to one. And we've been bouncing around between the glow-in-the-dark reef runners, even the glow-in-the-dark moonshines. And actually I have to recharge mine here. If you ever need to charge them, you can just use your camera flashes on your phone. I'm sure that's really making night vision just great when I'm shooting this off. But you can just run a camera flash off your phone. You can get individual standalone camera flashes from bait shops, whatever you got. Even if you just have an LED flashlight, charge them up. Mike literally fired that one off, gave it a good long sit, probably about 12 seconds or so, maybe 15 seconds. A little bit quicker retrieve though, and the way he retrieved it, sorry, line just got a little twisted there, but a faster retrieve, was able to get that fish to strike. Now, it's not a huge king, but man, we're on the board. That is our first run early on in the run here. Hopefully before the night is through, we are going to get a few more. I'll tell you, having the longer rods, the 8/6 medium heavies, really helps you control these fish, especially under night situations when having a little hard time seeing. And you know, let's face it, every king is going to run on you. It's going to, especially as they get bigger even, you're going to have more power runs. But the control you get with these long rods, this way you're not getting in other guys' way. I mean, you can just handle the fish, keep them in front of you. Won't pull the hooks out because the 8/6 rod has a little bit of a softer tip to it just to keep them buttoned. Man, this is fun. You know, Mike's fish, that bump came right down. There's kind of a channel right off of this point, and that's where that fish was sitting. Now this bump I just got, same place. It's that channel. They kind of almost come down off the point, get in line on the channel, and then shoot right on in towards the harbor. That's where that bump just came from. Now we will find them milling. There's a deeper hole just off of it too that we'll find them milling in sometimes as well. But that one again was right close to shore. When I say close to shore, we're still talking, you know, 20 to 30 feet at least offshore. But that's where they kind of will come down, get in line, and then start to move up towards the mouth of the harbor. The last couple years, that's where we've been getting those bites, the bumps, and catching our fish from. I think in the last 4 years, I can only recall a handful of times, and today was one of them when I had a bump further out. The lot of times it seems it's closer to shore here off this point at Diversity. So don't think just because you're starting to come in that, you know, waste the cast and burn it back in. Fish it that proper speed all the way back. Well, hey everybody, that's about all the time we have for this week. Hopefully we're able to shed a little light that, you know, even though it's still very early in the run, things are just starting, you can still put a little time in down here on the lakefront and start to catch some of these fish as they're coming in. It's only going to get better. There's going to be more fish coming through. The bite's going to pick up. But you know what? When you can be down here in just a hoodie or a long sleeve shirt, a fleece, and not be freezing and still have a shot at the kings, to me, this is the perfect weather to be out and starting in. Yeah, we're going to start bundling up as the temps keep dropping, but that is how the bite keeps picking up out here. So it's never too early. Well, it is, but once you hit that first part of September, you can get out here and start catching some of these fish. Moon phase is the crucial part. It's that full moon that brings them in. Like I say, already here we are, second week of September, and we already have water temperatures, surface temps about 67 degrees or so. Big jump from last week. Last week we were out here and had right about 69, and we still managed to contact 3 fish. We broke one off on a crankbait, had a couple come unbuttoned on a spoon. Yeah, the chances of those 5 fish days, probably not going to happen yet, but once things really get going down here, it's only going to keep getting better. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tony Krizak. That is it for us from Diversity Harbor. We can't wait to see you next time, right here on Tony's Spot on Fishing.